in the house as well, we have the PS Devolution representative in here, and that's none other than Dr. Sylvia Vundi, Deputy Director, Intergovernmental Relations, State Department for Devolution. If you could kindly come as well and give the remarks on behalf of the PS. A round of applause to her as she comes, please. Thank you so much.
Our Honorable Governor, Chief Justice, Honorable Otichilo Wilbur, invited guests within the House and those joining us virtually, good morning. Yeah, it gives me great pleasure to be here to represent my PS Devolution. She would have wanted to be here, but due to the exigencies of work, she could not. I believe that in the next few minutes, I will be able to give a message, and it's Kenyan to always start with our greetings. So receive greetings from Madam PS, Teresia Mbaika, CBS, PS Devolution. Mepokea? Yes, if you are Kenyan, you say received. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's with great pleasure that I join you today to be part of this crucial conference where we are redefining waste as a valuable resource and embracing the principles of circular economy. I commend the conference organizers for the initiative that seeks to revolutionize the thinking and interaction with waste in the continent. Coming at a time when opportunities for white-collar jobs are becoming fewer and fewer, even as the population of the skilled people increases, it's a great approach to enhance the appeal of innovativeness, especially among the young. I believe that the honor accorded to Kenya to host this second conference is because, as Kenya, we have continued to make strides in waste management. On behalf of the government, I thank the organizers for this vote of confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa in general and Kenya in particular have come a long way in this discourse of waste management. We've not only participated in global and continental symposiums on the subject, but have brought home a raft of solutions to deal with the waste menace. I do not wish to go academic and list the many engagements, but would rather highlight some of our milestones, especially from where I sit, State Department for Devolution and the Office of the Deputy President. Some of the key to note is that 2006 to 2009, the government made progress in riparian restoration and conservation in the landscaping and beautifying of the riparian zone through the Nairobi River Basin Program, with the goal of controlling erosion and filtering pollutants from entering the river. Here, in 2007, the government and the United Nations Development Program, UNEP, collaborated to clear waste and debris from Nairobi River. August 28, 2017, it's a key milestone. Kenya banned plastic. Although we have attained over 80% success in our efforts, challenges have been experienced with enforcement since some of our neighbors still use the polythene bags and some are illegally imported to Kenya. And lastly, on 2nd December 2022, the Nairobi Rivers Commission was established through a Gazette notice to reclaim the rivers of Nairobi as the spine of the city's blue and green infrastructure for a better urban environment and quality of life. One of the most recent engagements in this subject in the Office of the Deputy President has been the meeting held by senior ministries, department and agency representatives, as well as legislators with the Nairobi Rivers Commission in April 2024, coming at a time when floods had rendered the country impassable because of the absence of appropriate drainage infrastructure. The meeting called for urgent joint action to avert further negative impacts and establish and foster structures for sustainable containment of such episodes in Nairobi and, of course, in the rest of Kenya, and restore the glory of Nairobi City. The call is in line with the mandate of Nairobi Rivers Commission, whose scope covers a number of counties, with the goal of making sure that the blue and green socioeconomic resources for improved quality of life are restored. The meeting observed that the envisioned goal to be realized, communities living within the rivers and along the rivers must be moved. This is not a walk in the park, ladies and gentlemen, but requires understanding of the sociocultural and economic attachments of the people to the areas and development of appropriate frameworks and legislation, as well as obtaining the community's buy-in into the initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, my invitation today was to talk about exploring opportunities for community engagement in integrated waste management through the use of technology and present the community framework guiding the Nairobi Rivers Commission and government's initiatives and activities in waste management. I must be in a position to conclusively handle the assigned task well, but I believe that I am here to set the pace for a robust discussion and now to realize the conference's clarion call: waste is wealth. A few pointers on what is happening within the Nairobi Rivers Commission are worth mentioning. The Commission is working through a multi-sectoral approach involving different partners in advancing sustainable waste management system that is community-led and owned, while the government provides oversight and much-needed enforcement of laws, such as extended producer responsibility. This is about the rules of packaging that make the companies responsible for their products from the start to finish. And I might add that after Mr. Luke's presentation, this is in order to mention Environment Management and Coordination Act, EMCA, Sustainable Waste Management Act, which gives impetus to the Presidential Directive on the Nairobi Rivers Basin Restoration, and the Climate Works Initiative launched last month, 16 September, by the President, and it hopes to enlist 20,000 young Kenyans to rehabilitate the 47-kilometer stretch of the Nairobi Rivers Basin. We are working with the human-centered design developed by world-renowned researchers and professors that looks at communities as the solvers at the forefront of the fight against the triple planetary crisis of climate change, pollution, and biodiversity. The approach is very feasible and practical in that it involves the players already in the informal waste space, street-connected youths, organized grassroots organizations that see and transform the narrative on waste management as a not just as a menace, but a value to be derived through innovative ways and scaling them up. It goes on to outline how waste shall be collected from the households and businesses all the way to a community-owned material recovery facility. This will create the much-needed green jobs and contribute to a more circular economy while keeping our rivers clean and green. And ladies and gentlemen, as I come to the conclusion, it is my prayer that within the 2 days of this conference, the discussions on policy frameworks, regulations, and incentives that support the transition towards a circular economy will be facilitated to enable Africa to achieve sustainable development while reducing its ecological footprints, and the best practices, technologies, and expertise will be exposed and shared in order to help Africa leapfrog to efficient waste management systems. I long for a time when all first-time visitors to all our African countries looking for facts about the country to visit will not only find a description of our tourist attractions, but also an inclusion in the travel guide, like what we have in Rwanda. Allow me to quote, "Plastic bags are banned in Rwanda. Arriving visitors are requested to avoid bringing plastic bags into the country. This includes in suitcases and carry-on hand luggage. Please check hand luggage before disembarking and any plastic bags, including plastic duty-free shopping bags and the transparent plastic bags that some airlines require passengers to use for keeping liquids, cosmetics, etc. should be left in the plane." The State of Department for Devolution is of the strong conviction that the long-term benefits to emanate from effective waste management will not be shortchanged by selfish gains to few individuals. This is why we must be resolute in our decisions. We have a responsibility of making the right decisions in the interest of our people. God bless you. God bless Kenya. God bless this initiative. Thank you.